to Mike Nurichlo online, sharing my love for people, well, all the priorities of this time of year. People, wine, food, and all things made passionately, like your turkey dinner you probably just had. Alright, right now we're right in between Christmas and New Year's, and we're on episode 99. Super stoked. Episode 100 right around the corner. Super stoked to have made it to 100 episodes so far. And to carry on past. Tiny Bubbles. New Year's around the corner. Everybody's out there shopping for sparkling wine. The celebration of the finish of 2010 on to 2011. I just figured, you go to a liquor store and there's so many options for sparkling wine, but they've got all these cute little tiny bottles. That's why I call it mini bubbles. So I'm going to go ahead and taste a few of these mini bottles with you. Alright, got a couple very dry, a couple slightly sweet, and we'll see how they go. Now, if you've been following me for a while, anytime I've done sparkling wine, I pull out a certain utensil. Back in the day, cool party trick, you want to call it the French would do or whatever, sabering sparkling wine. Well, I don't have a samurai sword, which is what they would typically use, but I do have certain things around the garage that can accomplish the same thing. I'm not sure how well they're going to work on these tiny bottles, but we'll see what happens. So, for those of you who've seen me in the past, of course we've got the axe. What better thing to use? So New Year's this year, make sure you savor some wine with something random. Samurai sword's pretty cool, but we'll see what happens. So, the first wine from Germany. It's the Henkel Trocken Brut style, dry, sparkling wine. See if there's anything exciting on the back to tell us. Pretty standard sparkling wine. You see this on almost every shelf. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can savor it. There it goes. See how simple that is? Just breaks the top off. There's wine number one. You can see I'm not using a typical fluted sparkling wine glass. I want to get the full aroma. There's a lot of big fat bubbles in this wine. That could be my fault and the axe's fault, but whatever. So let's see how this one goes. And cheers to the end of this year. Okay, on the nose, actually decent smelling sparkling wine. Really nice, like, this is typical sparkling wine. You get a breadiness. Really nice, like, bread basket or something like that on here. Bread basket, Granny Smith apple. I'd venture to say even like pistachio or something like that. Nice savoriness to it. I don't know if you can see in front of the camera here. It's a nice big fat puddle. Oh well. It's a nice sparkling wine. Dry in style. A lot of, it reflects the nose. A nice nuttiness, which I like. We're going pistachio, I'm going to say. Maybe a slight, slight almonds, pistachio, walnut, that kind of thing. A slight apple. And you know, an uncommon tasting note for wine, but kind of grape juice. Almost like that white Welch's grape juice. Pretty simple sparkling, but definitely decent. These little bottles are so cool. Now, these really little ones have got these little assistant caps. I'm not sure how well they're going to stand up to savoring it, but whatever. So we've got the Freixenet Cava. Now, Cava is the word for sparkling in Spain. Oh, the sparkling wine, I'm sure you've heard this before, Champagne. Sparkling region of France. You can't call any of the sparkling wines champagne because they're not from Champagne, France. Kind of makes sense. Cava is like saying sparkling from Spain. And then there's other ones, Spumante from Italy, sparkling in Italy. A lot of places just call it sparkling. I mean, BC we kind of just call it sparkling. Anyway, like I said, Freixenet Cava, non-vintage from Spain. Dry style. What else we got down here? Huh. We're in Canada. Gotta pull up the hockey skate. Hopefully you've been pond skating this time of year. Let's see how this one works. Hey, works all right too on the little bottles. All right. Cava tends to have pretty exceptional value for their sparkling as well. I mean, you can pay up to like, I mean, the sky's the limit when it comes to sparkling wine, but champagne houses, you can pay like $60, $80, $90, $200 a bottle for decent or good sparkling. Cava, lesser known, really good value still. Okay, nose on this one. Right away on the nose, I get this really neat fresh cream. Like, very much reminds me of opening half and half to put in my coffee. like, or coffee cream. Fresh cream with a bit of like kind of pear. It's a nice smelling wine. A bit of pear, again, a hint of that more breadiness than apple. Or breadiness, no, more breadiness than nuttiness, but yeah, it's so much fresh cream. Really bubbly. So far the first two, this has slightly finer bubbles than the first one. The first one had pretty epic big bubbles. Finer bubbles tend to go down nicer. Creamy on the palate. Quite savory, this one. Kind of a signature thing of Spain that I like. And I tend to call it brininess. It's kind of like that hint of savoriness. I don't really know how else to describe it. Kind of salty, savory, ever so slightly. I enjoyed this sparkling, actually. This is a nice sparkling. Especially for like the $4 little bottle. All right, moving on to slightly sweet sparklings. Now, slightly sweet sparklings, nothing wrong with them. They're a beautiful thing. Of course, we're going to lean towards Italy. It's an area of the world that's quite well known for their sweet sparklings, especially an area called Asti in Italy. So we've got the Martini Asti. Martini, I'm sure you've seen around, big name. And when you get to sweeter sparklings, definitely lower percentage alcohol, 7% alcohol. When you get the lower percentage alcohol, higher sugar content left over during fermentation. We use the axe, we use the skate. What else we got here? What's this? Hedge clippers. Wonder how hedge clippers would work for savory. Not nearly as well. Okay. I think it might be this little topper thing on here. Let's just see how these work. Oh, it's just kind of a twist off thing. That's not nearly as much fun. Whatever. Tin cap underneath. Get to a cork. Alright, Martini Asti. Quick rinse here for me. Alright, screw cap. Big production line. Let's see how it plays out. Okay. That's a treat. Ladies are really going to like this wine, I can tell you that right away. Nice sweet nose, like fresh cream, icing sugar, I'm gonna say like papaya, peach, beautiful, very aromatic actually. It's a nice nose. A lot of peach, definitely a lot of that peach juice. It reminds me almost of a slight like apricot, almost ice wine nose. On the palate. Fairly one-dimensional. Balanced sweetness. It's not cloyingly sweet. You could drink a fair amount of this and not feel gross after. Not cloyingly sweet. Quite simple. Very kind of like peach, pear, apricot kind of palate. Pretty decent. Less bubbles. Yeah, a lot less bubbles. But a pretty fun wine. Enjoyable. Again, nice like $4 or $5 mini bottle. Big bottle's very reasonable. It's like $20 bottle. Can't complain. Asti, Italy. Very well known for their sweet sparklings. Typically done with the Moscato grape variety. Okay, last one. You don't see sparkling from this area too often, but Australia. I've seen this one around. Doesn't even really look like a sparkling bottle. It's the Innocent Bystander. This is their 09 Moscato sparkling. Now, Moscato, and you see, what's up with that color? It's a pink wine. Pink sparkling. Moscato, isn't that a white grape? Well, in this case, they're using Gordo and Black Moscato from the Bolton and Berg and Duffy Vineyards, the old vine Moscato vineyards situated along Victoria's Murray River. This has been scored, I think, 90 points by Stephen Tanzer. Reasonable wine. Smaller bottle. I mean, what's the volume? $3.75, $15 bottle. But I'm really curious to try this one out. And I'm really curious to see how it sabers. Really low alcohol content on this, 5.5%, means lots of leftover residual sugar. Let's see how it goes. I really like the hockey skate, actually. Hockey skate just looks so cool. Let's see if this one works. That works pretty good. It's so simple too. To be honest, you're not cutting the top of the bottle, you're just cracking the glass. There's so much pressure in the bottle, it takes care of the rest for you. Show off to your friends or something. So, from Australia, the Innocent Bystander. Sparkling pink Moscato wine. Let's see how this one plays out. The first one from Asti. Fairly simple. Okay, beautiful nose on here. Definitely has that sweetness to it on the nose as well. Again with the peach, but a whole heck of a lot more kind of strawberry, raspberry, red fruits. Nice nose. Again, reminds me of late harvest sort of ice wine style. It's a beautiful nose on this one. I could smell this one for a long time. It's got a hint of something floral to it too, which is a lot of fun. Nice bubbles on this one. Integrated thin bubbles. Not a whole heck of a lot of them, but they're nice. They're a nice hint, a nice touch. Okay, I like this one. I see how Steven Tanzer could have scored it so high. It's very balanced. It's got a really nice, the palate is just full of like cherry. Definitely full of cherry. Wow. Loaded with cherry. Bit of raspberry, strawberry sort of play. Balanced sweetness, definitely not over the top. This one was simple and sweet. It's kind of out of the picture here. I'm back in the picture here. This has a really nice tart finish to it. I like that. It reminds me of kind of a cranberry finish. Something like that. Nice creaminess, cranberry finish, tart, and a hint, an ever so slight hint of something tannic, like a hint of tannin, which gives it a nice sort of structure. Balanced sparkling. That's really enjoyable. Awesome. Mini bubbles. So, this New Year's season, like I said, hopefully you're chilled, you're relaxed, having a good time. Look for some good sparkling wines. There's some great value out there. You do not need to break the bank for sparkling wine. Or just do what I did. Go buy a whole bunch of the cute little ones and do a little taste off. Make sure you pull something out to savor them. So, thank you very much, Hockey Skate. Thank you very much, Axe. We'll see what else we can come up with in the future to savor some wines. So thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you on the next episode. And you don't get much more wine depretentious-sized than an Axe and a Hockey Skate.